Gonna show you guys a game of Retro Bowl. I play a lot of Retro Bowl. I do 3-minute quarters. It's a really fun game. You can do 2-minute quarters. I believe 1-minute quarters as well. You can also play the screen. So right now I'm playing the football team towards the left. You can also go towards the right. You can do one or both. I do both during a game. The game's really fun. It took me a little bit of time to master. Not long. As you can see, I do not pay for a quarterback. I like having just the generic stock player for quarterback. Does me just fine. I kind of play like the Saints played when they had Drew Brees, short passes, because that's all you can do with the stock player. You can set different levels of difficulty. We'll come back to that though. At the end of the first quarter, as you see now, I'm going to start playing towards the right end zone. Really changes things up big time. Back to the difficulty settings. You can go anywhere from easy, moderate, difficult, and extreme, I believe. And I play on extreme. There's definitely a lot of different strategies in this game. I think mine works fairly well. I did not buy the app, so this is the free version. So I only get to choose 10 of my players. But you also get to choose your coaches, which makes a big difference. There's only 48 seconds left. I need to waste a little time before I get in the end zone so they can't get the ball back and score in the half here. Just trying to stay in bounds, not get in the end zone. I'll probably get in the end zone here, waste just a little bit of time, and boom. 25 seconds. Shouldn't give them enough time to get back into the end zone. You also notice I go for two almost every single time I score. It just really high percentage of getting two when I'm playing. Obviously, there's times when I don't, but more often than not, I'll go for two. So when you're choosing a team, you do have a salary cap. I believe it's 150 million, which you can increase by paying with your points you earn while you play. It's kind of expensive though. I've never increased it. And I've always done just fine. You also see like this player in the bottom left-hand corner. He's got a really happy face, that yellow face by his name. You have to keep everybody happy on the team, or else the team won't play as well. To keep them happy, you get them the ball. There'll also be little pop-ups during when you're managing your team before the games, and team got sacked. Team players, might get a speeding ticket, and you can decide if you want to fine them or if you want to ignore the fine. If you fine them, their happiness goes down. If you ignore the fine, the overall happiness of the team goes down. So you just kind of pick and choose your poison. All right. And we're almost done with this game here, guys. We're in the fourth quarter now. This team is playing exceptional against me. Thankfully, I haven't made any big mistakes, no interceptions so far. Nobody's fumbled the ball. Which brings me to another thing. Your players will rank up the more you play and the more action they get. In which you can increase their skills, which include like strength, tackling, stamina, speed, catching. It depends on the player. And that should lock down the game for us. No promises though. Because you can do an onside kick here when you're behind in the fourth quarter. But that locked down the game, 11-point win. As you can see, I am Pittsburgh right now. I'm 16-0. It shows you all the other games. It gives your team ranking and stars. The blue stars is your offensive skill level, and the red stars is your defensive skill level. So Las Vegas was obviously a good team. They're all good teams when you play on extreme difficulty. It shows you the AFC, where you rank in the AFC, since I'm playing in the AFC right now as Pittsburgh. Obviously 16-0, we're in first. And then fans, like if you're keeping your fans happy, you have to keep up your stadium and all that jazz. Do media stuff. It's really fun. Easy, simple game. In the top left corner, you can see that's your coaches credits, I believe it's called. And that's how you can buy free agents, buy coaches, pay for that increased salary cap. It's basically, it's like the game money you got to use. Now here comes, press interview. Said it was a great performance. I can either praise the team, which will boost team morale, which is only at 93%, or I can praise the fans, which is at 100%. So obviously I'm going to praise the team. One up 95%. Pretty cool. This shows player stats. And then on the right where you see XP, that is how many points they went up, their XP. Once they get to a certain point at every level, you can level them up, which nobody leveled up today, so I couldn't show you that. Really fun game. Here's my roster. Good time. I usually don't have offensive linemen, but they only wanted a third-round pick for him, so I'll trade him in the beginning of next year for a second-round pick. He's just kind of hanging 10. Fun game. You can click on the player. Obviously you can bench them, check their stats. You can have a meeting with them to boost morale. You use those coaches credits I was talking about. You can boost their condition, level up, blah, 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 blah. I like going into stats. It'll show you career stats, season stats, and then the last game you played stats. And then on bottom, how many times they've won the Retro Bowl championship, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, so on and so forth. This guy's season stats are pretty good for a running back. 16 games this season, 132 attempts, 1,060 yards, averaging 8 yards a carry, with a long of 43 and 13 touchdowns. That is a good running back. So, hope you guys liked my video. Please feel free to comment and share.